Hey friends, it's Stephanie and I've got my husband Mike here. We are going to share with you our January 2021 budget. We do this every month. We really like sharing our real numbers budgets to help you get an idea of how you can budget. Budgeting is a topic that's kind of taboo, and so we want to erase that taboo and just talk about our real numbers and give you an idea about how we budget. Okay, this is our real budget. This is in YNAB. That's YNAB. It stands for You Need a Budget. We've been using this software for about 8 years and we just really love it. Not only do we love their software, but we love the methodology that goes with it. So we budget on last month's income. So all the spending that we're going to show you for January was money that we earned in December. And the money that we earned in January, which we'll show you at the end of the video, is money that we budget in February. So we stay a month ahead, and it brings so much peace to know how much money at the beginning of the month we have to spend. And just being ahead is so, I didn't realize how stressful money was until we started budgeting like this, and it relieved all that stress. So if you're interested in knowing how we do that, I'll leave a link in the description below for a video that explains all about that. Okay, we'll start right in with the giving category. Like I said, all this spending is money that we earned in December, so we tithe 10% on the money that we earned or received in December, and that included our stimulus check. We're a family of 8, so we had a pretty big stimulus check for the COVID stimulus. So our tithing was higher than it has been. We also give $100 for a fast offering. We fast once a month and then make a donation that goes to help the people who are struggling in our area. Other giving, we set aside $500 and then spent most of that to buy some sleeping bags that we are donating to one of the homeless shelters around here.
So moving on to our monthly bills, you'll notice there's a big difference here. Usually we have a mortgage payment. We didn't have any mortgage payment at all in January because we refinanced our loan. And each time you refinance, there's 1 month you get off. Instead of paying the mortgage in January, we actually took the money we would have paid and stuck it into our mortgage extra fund, which we'll stick into the mortgage as soon as we get access to the payment site in February. Moving to car insurance, we have a fairly low car insurance bill because we only have one car insured right now, so that's $78. We spent $367 in electricity. That's higher than normal. We have a space heater that we keep on in the baby's room / office sometimes, and it uses a lot of power to heat up the wires enough to blow air across them and get the room warm, I guess. Our internet's always $70 a month. We love it because we have internet and we didn't for some time, and even years later we appreciate it. Our water bill is unusual this month as well. We had set aside $150 last month. We got our bill and it was only $90. So we actually have $35 sitting there available for the next bill right now. The difference there, not only did we no longer have a garden and have a leak fixed that we had found, but the water company actually kind of estimates the bill. They don't go check the meter every 2 months. And so they had been charging us at that higher rate, the big leak on the hillside and the watering the garden rate. And then when they checked it again, they said, well, we've been charging way too much. And so they dropped our bill. It's never an exact reflection of how much we use, but we're excited not to have a big bill this month. Our trash bill is $40. We pay that every 2 months. So we put $40 in this month. We'll put $40 in next month and pay the bill. Our cell phones are $50. That's for my phone and Stephanie's phone, so they're $25 each. And that's unlimited data through the Verizon 4G network. Our phones our carrier is Visible, which is owned by Verizon. There's so many cell plans that cost a lot more than that, and there are great low-cost cell options available for anybody who doesn't want to spend $70 or $80 a month on their cell phone, or even $50. $25 is great. For piano, we have one child in piano lessons, and the rest of them learn off and on with mom. But one who's committed enough to actually get an external teacher, and so we pay that each month. Our oldest also has braces, and so we have an orthodontist bill that's $61 a month, and we'll pay that until the braces come off because we go in for adjustments regularly. We don't treat that as a one-time expense up front, but we just pay it over the time. that the braces will be on. And finally, disability insurance. This is to cover my income if I should become unable to work as an attorney. So this is a policy that will pay about 2/3 of what I earn now from the time of injury until 65 years old. If anything should happen to me. We really hope we never need this policy, but if we do, it'll be great to have. Our income potential is really our greatest asset right now. And we want to make sure that that's taken care of so that if something does happen, we're not suddenly faced with a really big challenge.
Okay, our everyday expenses. The first one is food. For us, this is groceries and restaurants, but we really don't eat out at restaurants ever. Even pre-COVID, we didn't. Maybe we'll get a pizza once a month, but that's about it. So $495, that's just right on target. We aim to spend around $500 for our family of 8. I always have people who are shocked at how little we pay for groceries for our big family in expensive California. I actually have a course where I teach people how you too can lower your grocery budget and really stick to whatever you set as your grocery budget. And I will leave a link below to the waiting list for that. It's not currently open, but it will be opening soon. Household miscellaneous. This is what you'd expect. Some toiletries. I think we got some diapers. We use disposable diapers at night for our baby, cloth during the day. And we bought 2 big non-slip mats to put out front because with our deck gets a little slippery and I'm so paranoid that the postman is going to fall and break his neck. So we got some nice big non-slip mats. Fuel, $86. I am loving this COVID gas bill here. Clothing, we didn't spend anything. In fact, we returned some things that didn't fit Mike and $24 back in the account. So we have $24 in that account right now. Animals, we spent $73 on some animal food. We have chickens, a couple dogs, and some cats, all outdoors. Nothing on kids' activity or school. Okay, allowances, $70 a month. We give our kids, starting at age 3, 50 cents per year of their life every week, if that makes sense. So our 3-year-old gets $1.50 every week. Our 12-year-old gets $6 a week. And they learn to save with that. They learn to pay tithing. They learn to spend and to make their own budgets and goals.
Not to spend when they made a bad choice.
Yeah, so this is their money to learn with. Of course, they do chores at home. The chores aren't exactly tied to allowance, though, in the way that a lot of people do it. And I can leave a link to a blog post where we talk all about that. Homeschool, spent $14 on something that I couldn't get through the homeschool charter. And fun, we didn't spend any money on entertainment, though we were well entertained.
If we look at our sinking funds, these are accounts, well, not specific accounts, just as a note, all of the money you see here is sitting in one single checking account. We don't have separate accounts for all of this, but we do have these accounts in YNAB, that is a kind of designations for the money. So we say this money is for this, and then we spend according to the category in YNAB instead of according to the balance of our checking account. We don't even look at the checking account balance except to reconcile. So each of these sinking funds is an amount designated, a category of money that we put funds into each month because we know that at some point we're going to have to spend money out of them. We're not sure exactly when, but we're pretty sure we will. So if we look at medical dental, we put in $400 and spent nothing. So our balance is $693. We put in enough here so that we'll meet our maximum out of pocket if the worst should happen and we hit our deductibles and our max out of pocket during 1 year. For car repair, now we have designated there in the category title, you'll see $300. We've actually stopped putting money in there because there's almost $4,000 and we just aren't driving the cars very much. They don't need a lot of repair. But we'll leave that in there for now because, when a car does suddenly need to be fixed, it's nice not to have to go try to find the money for it. It's just sitting there waiting for it. The Christmas fund is $100 a month. With $100 a month, we get $1,200, which is what we budget for Christmas. We don't have to worry about suddenly finding money in December or having a credit card bill in January or anything like that. We actually spent almost $60. So this is a post-Christmas.
That was me. I bought some things after Christmas on clearance that I put away for next year.
So we've started Christmas shopping in January. We probably won't do much of it until near the end of the year, but yeah, it's never too early to get started. We put $75 a month into our life insurance category so that when our premiums come due, we have that sitting there waiting for us. We don't have to scrounge for the money. We have a few funds here that we didn't put anything into. Birthday and gifts, car registration and smog, family fund, our car fund. All of these we've kind of put on hold for the moment. We've got money in several of them that's enough to last us for quite a while. And we decided not to save for a car right now because I'm going to be working from home for at least several more months. And we don't really need a second one right now. So we do put money into the home projects fund because I am home more without having to commute to work. We have more home projects that actually get done. There have been a couple of the bedroom doors on the kids' rooms that have been hanging a little bit loose and the doors haven't been closing well. Anyhow, I bought some things and fixed those. The garden orchard, we decided because we had more this month because of the COVID stimulus check in December, that we were going to allocate some of this to the garden and orchard. We bought 21 fruit trees and put them in. And we need to fence those and we need to do some work to get everything all set. Once we have this all built out, it shouldn't be a huge expense going forward, but there's quite a lot to get it all set up. We have a preparedness sinking fund as well. This is something we set up about the time the pandemic started, where we thought, that there are things that we can do to be more prepared for things that could happen. So this is for, grab and go bags like 72-hour kits, or extra food storage, or things that we might need in case the power goes out or there's a wildfire or whatever. We put $100 in, it didn't spend anything, so we've got a balance of $263 there.
Okay, investing. We have 529s for 5 of our 6 kids, and we put $25 a month in them, which is not much at all, but they're going to have more than Mike and I had when we went to college.
For those of you who aren't familiar, 529 is the state college savings plan, so it's a tax advantage savings plan for kids' college.
So it's not a ton, but they'll have a couple $1,000s or so by the time they go to college, and that will help pay for something. We also put $500 a month in my IRA, which will max it out by the end of the year. And Mike has money taken straight out of his check that goes toward retirement, and I don't keep track of that here, but don't worry, we're saving for his retirement too. Okay, we put $90 a month for our tax planning and preparation for our tax guy. And down here, this prepaid tithing category, if you saw our budget update last month, you know that we prepaid all of our charitable giving, our tithing and fast offering for all of the year of this year, 2021. And so I have my budget set up so that all of the money that we set aside up here, this tithing and fast offering, comes down into this prepaid tithing category, and it will accrue here, and then we'll pay ourselves back for where we borrowed this money from when we made the choice to prepay our charitable givings. And like I said, if that doesn't make sense, you can go back and watch our last month's budget update, and that explains all the tax reasons why we made this move.
And finally, the most exciting piece of our budget, I think, this month is the mortgage extra category. We, like I said, didn't have a mortgage payment this month, but we had $7,000 to put into mortgage extra because we had the increase of income because of our stimulus check, and we put that and some other things into this category. We're excited to pay this into the mortgage in February and see the balance drop.
Okay, and lastly, our income. Our income in January includes what Mike earned at the state and some blogging income and our rental. We have a 1-bedroom apartment on our property that we rent out for $1,000 a month.
And that's our numbers for the month. You see what we've spent in January. That's all money we earned in December. You see that we've got $10,000, almost $700 to spend in February. So because we're actually recording this in February, we've already allocated that out and started spending it, but we'll get you a budget update next month where we show how we spent it, and you can follow along and see how we're doing.
Okay, see you next time.